Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks, Futures, and Forex Market Preview for Thursday the 15th of December and Friday the 16th of December. As usual, we don't typically do market previews for Fridays. This one will be no exception since it's triple expiration Friday. I wouldn't expect much out of it. Here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. The dollar has dipped a little bit this week, but really nothing the last 2 days. Not much to look at there. The pound dollar is the kind of the inverse of it, popped up on Monday, but nothing else since. No signals yet. The euro dollar a little stronger, but still pretty muted, generally speaking. Pound yen has been sitting here for 8 months, so not much to talk about there. Almost untradeable. Here's the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. As you can see, we've got the 12. We had two chances at getting a 13, but neither one of them closed higher than the 8th candle, so we get the asterisks instead. So still not quite a sell signal. But when we do get that sell signal, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Here's the S&P Cash Index, which was down 93 today. I'm sorry, down 24 today, 24.33 after the Fed announcement. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Here's the NASDAQ 100, down 93. We were positive before the announcement, but the Fed basically said they didn't think they were done, that there's still inflation out there. But they did a half-point hike anyways, or half-point hike only this time. Russell 2000 down 11.9. Crude oil slipped back to 76.58. Remember, this had gotten down to 70, so it's back up a bit off the lows, but still much lower than it's been most of the year, which is a positive at the pump, as they say. Gold down 14.4. Nothing too special there. All right, in terms of some other stuff, Bitcoin popped up a bit overnight last night. It's now sitting at 17,731. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, didn't do much today at all. Down literally a penny. The VIX, the VIX down $1.41, despite the fact that the market dropped late in the day. So we're heading back towards the lows here. Remember, we're not far away from getting a 13 buy signal on the VIX. Haven't had one in a while, so that'll be interesting if we get it. And again, if it happens to sync up with the 13 sell signal in the broad market, you'd want to pay attention. Advanced decline ratio plus 656, so more stocks were, 656, so more stocks were up than down on the session. The trend closes the session at 1.31, puts the 10-day moving average at 1.12. That's not a signal, not under that blue line at 0.85. Look at the intraday action. Here's the 5-minute candle going back a week. So this is the ES. So like I said, Tuesday we gapped way up, pulled all the way back, almost filled the gap on the ES, closed slightly positive. Wednesday, kind of a flat opening. We're just doing nothing, screwing around. Then the Fed announcement, we dropped twice. Then we rallied back up to even for the day, and then dropped again, and then kind of cruised back up. So very choppy environment. Could have cut you up quite a bit if you weren't careful on that. Here's the NASDAQ 100, pretty much, the futures anyways, pretty much the same. In terms of some of our key stocks that we watch, Apple was down $2.04 by the close. Amazon was down 79 cents by the close. Meta up $2.09. Google closes down a little bit at 94.91. Goldman Sachs also down on the news a little bit. Netflix kind of held right in there. There's almost a 13 sell signal on Netflix, so keep an eye on that one. Tesla, almost a buy signal on Tesla, which this thing's been beat up obviously with all of Elon's shenanigans. I think everybody's losing interest in him. Nvidia was down a little bit, but still near the highs, and Zoom didn't quite break the lows yet, so it is what it is. In terms of economic data left for the week, and again, we still have Thursday and Friday. The main thing is what? Today could have been options unraveling, although it was a little confusing because we got the swings both ways after the Fed, so that's hard to track. But we still have 2 days left. In terms of data here in the U.S., we got the rate announcement of the U.K. overnight tonight. Data here in the U.S., we've got core retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing Index, Philly Fed, and the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers. That's all at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning. Capacity utilization, industrial production at 9:15, business inventories at 10, natty gas at 10:30, tick long-term purchases at 4. And then on Friday, flash services PMI and manufacturing PMI here in the U.S., as with the rest of the world, and trade balance out of Europe before that. So that is what's left for the week. But again, triple expiration is what we're going to be focused on. That's Friday, and that usually leads to a dead day in the markets as they've already unraveled their positions. Unless you really pick up some speed to the downside Thursday, then that leaves us kind of exposed, and we'll see what happens. But without that, I would say Friday is probably going to be a bust. We've got next week, again, going to be an interesting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Wednesday, then Thursday, people start to head out. Friday, people are gone for the long weekend. Christmas Eve is a Saturday. Christmas Day is a Sunday. And then you've got Monday, the holiday, we're closed. And then, again, we repeat that the following week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then New Year's Day, the holiday is the January 2nd. What I like about that layout, by the way, though, is we really just get right to it, right? There's no like, oh, let's start the year on a Friday and then wait a weekend, and whatever. This is, we'll have the holiday on Monday and start the year out and with 4 straight days. Because the start of the year is usually better than the end of the year. Everybody's sitting around now waiting for their statements to print and get their taxes all in order and everything like that. So I would say maybe tomorrow could be interesting. Friday, unlikely. Monday, Tuesday could be interesting. Wednesday, maybe. And then pretty much the year's over. And it has not been that interesting here for a bit anyways. So we'll see. Charts as usual brought to you by NinjaTrader. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Thursday, Friday, and a good weekend.